Good morning, guys, and welcome to day 25 of Lockdown Part 2. It's an early start today. Both Mark and myself are here pre 6 a.m. Frosty, cold morning. You'll need to defrost your cars if you're going out today. So what have we got in store for you today? 3 great classes, all of them with spaces in them. Okay, so Mark is doing HIIT at 8 a.m. and then Mark is also doing pure movement at 11:30 today. I think there's a couple of people booked into that one, so there's room in pure movement today at 11:30. And then Russ will be doing strength at home at 5 p.m. this evening as well. Lots of personal training today for all of us. Really looking forward today to seeing Fred first thing, Andy, Mr. Paul Field, Gabby and Dave Roscoe today. Catching up with them. Okay, so from next Wednesday, Thursday, we are in tier 2, okay, which means we will be opening back up. I think officially we could reopen on the Wednesday, but we're going to reopen on the Thursday because that was when we were originally going to be able to open. And I've got a deep clean booked for Wednesday afternoon. So we're going to reopen on Thursday. Everything would have just been deep cleaned the day before. And then I will let you know about bringing equipment back and things like that. We were just waiting to hear on some details around group training in tier 2. I'm nearly 100% sure that tier 3 at the moment, they're saying no group training. I think tier 1 and tier 2 is absolutely fine, but I will confirm that over the weekend, and then we should be able to get everything back kind of back end of next week, and by next weekend we'll be fully flowing here, everything running as usual, as properly as it should be, okay? I would also let you know about the Thursday morning spin, which is that first kind of crossover day where when do we get the bikes back? When can we start spinning? I can tell you 100% that the following a week on Saturday, spinning will be back at the studio. If that's all okay, which I'm sure it will be. I'll confirm that at the weekend. So potentially the Thursday one may still be at home, and then we'll get all the bikes back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, spinning in the studio. Because actually I don't want all the bikes here when all the floors are being steam cleaned and everything. It's far easier if we've got less equipment here, so we can get a better job done on the Wednesday for that. Okay, good. I filmed a brilliant podcast yesterday, really good, with my usual co-hosts Paul and Peter, and we had a special guest on, Chris Lowe, who's a sports nutritionist, and he works with professional athletes, and he's sports nutritionist at Wasps Rugby Club. And we had a really interesting conversation around all things, with a more performance edge onto the conversation. Also for everyday people, obviously, but looking at nutrition as it applies to performance. And if you have any kind of performance type goals yourself, not necessarily a professional athlete, but, performance in terms of, trying to get your 5K run faster, or more endurance-based or more strength-based performance. So it was a really interesting conversation, and we will definitely have another, get him back on. And we suggested maybe getting him back on, and myself, Peter and Paul, all getting some questions from our members and our clients, and almost doing a Q&A with Chris. But it was a really good podcast. And one thing that he mentioned yesterday was LIS and NEAT. Now, do you remember I used to speak about NEAT a lot in the first lockdown? Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so just moving around throughout the day. And what he was saying was, the actual calorie expenditure through exercise is relatively low. If you work out in a gym for 1 hour, most people massively overestimate the amount of calories they burn. And especially if you go and then just lay, so he's talking about professional athletes who maybe train and then just lay on the sofa for the rest of the day recovering, actually the amount of calories that you burn is going to be much bigger proportionally throughout the day from being more active, getting your 10,000 steps in per day, going out for your walks, being more active around the house and the garden and at work, and walking to the local shops and back, walking to school and back, rather than getting in the car. So it was a really interesting conversation where we did talk about LIS, low intensity steady state. We did talk about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And we talked obviously a lot about nutrition. So that will be out a week on Friday. Okay, so tomorrow is Super Saturday. I am going to take requests for Saturday morning, okay? So requests for Saturday morning. No bizarre ones, please, from Sophie Mayman. But we will be taking requests. But you need to pop them in the comments below here today, because I'm going to do that obviously this evening. So requests for spin tomorrow morning, pop them in the comments, and I'll do that today. And tomorrow morning, remember, Super Saturday, 8 a.m. kettlebells, 9 a.m. pure movement and spinning, 10 a.m. boxing. Tomorrow it's with Russ. 11:15 Pilates with Mark. Get yourself booked in. Okay, have a fantastic day, guys. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay strong, and see you tomorrow.